أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I seek refuge in God from the rejected devil. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful.
So, today, we're going to dive into a pretty profound journey together. It's really all about vision and reality, a path that travels from the highest heavens right back into our own hearts. It's about seeing the divine so that we can see ourselves and our world a lot more clearly.
And this idea right here, it's the key to our whole discussion. It tells us that spiritual insight isn't just about escaping the world. No, its true purpose is to bring that clarity, that vision, back down to earth with us. You see the real in order to return and finally be able to name what's unreal.
So that begs the question, right? After that kind of experience, what's the mission? Well, that's exactly what this explainer is all about, the purification of our vision. We're going to explore this incredible shift from worshiping visible forms, the idols, to surrendering to the formless, the ultimate reality that those idols so often hide from us.
Okay, so to get started, let's ground ourselves in something really tangible, something historical. The stone idols that once stood right at the heart of Makkah, which are mentioned directly in the Quran in Surah 53.
So the Quran calls them out by name, Āyāt, Al-Uzza, and Manat. And you have to understand, these weren't just statues collecting dust. They were completely woven into the fabric of pre-Islamic society, spiritually, socially, you name it.
And then comes this absolutely revolutionary statement. The revelation just cuts right to the heart of idolatry, declaring that these gods, they're just human inventions. They're nothing more than names, created out of desire and guesswork, with absolutely no real authority from the divine.
But here's the question, right? If they're nothing but names, what are they really about? And this is where things get so interesting. This is the pivot point from the outer world to the inner. The Sufi masters, they looked at these verses not just as history, but as this profound, timeless map of the human soul.
All right, so let's make that pivot. Let's turn inward, because the real battlefield, the real temple, it isn't made of stone. It's the landscape of our own hearts.
And this is where a master like Al-Ghazali just hits the nail on the head. He masterfully reframes what idolatry even is. He shows us it's not some ancient practice from long ago. It's a deeply personal, internal condition that every single one of us faces right here, right now.
And Rumi gives us this beautiful image to hold on to. You see, spiritual insight isn't an escape hatch from the world. The point isn't to ascend to the heavens and just stay there. The true ascension is coming back down, back to the marketplace of our lives, but with open eyes, seeing everything in a new light.
So the Sufi masters, what they did was just brilliant. They took those outer physical idols and mapped them directly onto our inner struggles. Āyāt, the goddess, becomes the idol of our own ego, the self that always wants to claim credit. Al-Uzza, the mighty one, well, that's our attachment to power and status. And Manat, the fateful one, represents that deep illusion that we control our own fate, completely forgetting the true giver of all things.
You know, one of the incredible things about the Quran is how it has these layers and layers of meaning. And this is where it gets kind of wild, because even the letters of these ancient names, they reveal a kind of hidden geometry, a spiritual mathematics of the soul's journey home. So this brings us to a fascinating mystical science called Abjad numerology. Basically, it's an ancient system where every Arabic letter has a numerical value. And when the masters applied this, they found that each idol's name revealed a number that symbolized its spiritual trap. So Lat points to our endless orbit around worldly things, Uzza to the ego's illusion that it's complete on its own, and Manat to that constant tension of living in duality.
Okay, so what does all this math get us? Well, here's the real payoff. This numerical pattern, it perfectly mirrors the spiritual path itself. We start out scattered in multiplicity, right? Chasing all our inner idols. That's represented by the number 3. The path of return is about surrender to the divine, a relationship of 2. Until finally we arrive at the destination, the number 1, symbolizing the ultimate undeniable oneness of God.
So look, this isn't just a history lesson. It's not some abstract theory. This ancient wisdom is a direct and deeply personal invitation for each and every one of us to look within.
The idols we face today, they're often a lot more subtle than stone. Maybe it's our career, our achievements. Maybe it's our rigid opinions, our constant search for comfort, or that deep-seated need to be in control. It really forces us to ask, what do we truly serve?
So let's just sit with some of this timeless guidance for a moment. True purification, it isn't a one-time event. It's the lifelong work of the heart, and it's found in serving others and in that sincere remembrance that even when we stumble, even when we fall, we are actually falling towards Him.
And to bring this all together, let's just close with a quiet reflection, a personal prayer on this profound journey of return.
I named them truth and called them mine, till your silence broke their spell. Now every fragment points to you. Every loss becomes a doorway.
O Lord of all beginnings and returns, gather my scattered names into your one.
Amen.